Hello friends, today we'll discuss about evolution of big data, how this big data got evolved. In our previous session, we had discussed about evolution of data, evolution of databases, right? Okay. Now to process this data and to process this big data, what is required? To process the data, we require the database engine, and to process the data, big data, we require the big data processing engine, right? Okay. So if you wanted to learn basically big data processing engine, you need to have a basic understanding about your RDBMS, Oracle RDBMS architecture. Okay, we have RDBMS standalone databases, we have RDBMS rack databases, real application clustering, right? Okay, and in big data, basically data gets processed in memory fashion and distributed way. Okay,
Hello
so
friends,
that we'll
today
discuss in our
we'll
first
discuss about
simulations. So for now,
evolution of
let
big
us
data.
discuss about evolution of big data. Thank you. Big data. Let us try to just recap our mind back. Okay, so we understood, right? We know the data and its type, right? So what are the types of data? Okay, one is structured data. Okay, structured data. Another is semi structured data. Semi structured data. And number three is unstructured data. Unstructured data. Structured data means what? It has a specified structure. Okay, structured data is clean data, structured data. Okay, so RDBMS, basically we discuss about RDBMS, right? So RDBMS, so let us talk about the Oracle RDBMS. Okay, so in RDBMS, data gets stored into tables. Table is an object, database objects. Okay, data gets stored into objects, table objects. Okay, now we need to define the table. Okay, so what we have to define? We have to define its columns, basically. You know Excel sheet, right? So we have to have columns basically here, like this. Okay, so let's say this is a EMP ID. Okay, I'm just giving names here. EMP ID, just three names only. E name. Okay, and here is a department ID, something. Okay, three names. Okay, so what I'm telling here, so these are the three columns I have defined here, and for this column I have specified some structure here. Okay, EMP ID in the form of numeric value, right? So I will specify numeric data types for this. EMP name Shailesh P Sondavle, right? So these something characters are there, so I will define a character here, like this. Department ID, again numeric, so numeric. Okay, so such kind of data types we have to define here. Okay, define the columns. We have to first of all define the structure. This column is a structure here, structure of this particular table. Now inside this table, then you can keep on adding the data here. You can keep on the data. Employee number 1, here Shailesh, and here department 10 something. Now here Ramesh, uh, here department employee ID 2 Ramesh, and department 20, something like this. Okay, so you can keep on adding the data. So this kind of data gets stored into tables, basically. Okay, table is a database object in the form of rows. This is a row. Okay, this is a row in the form of rows, and in the form of columns, basically. In the form of columns, basically, right? Okay, so columns first of all you have to define, and then you can keep on adding the row. So in RDBMS, data gets stored into the row format, basically, in the rows. Okay, when you insert the data, it gets inserted into rows, basically. Okay, and you keep on adding the data here into this table. So this table size gets increased like this. Okay, this table size gets increased like this. Okay, it has set of columns are here, and table size gets increased here. So this is how the structure data we have. If I wanted to DML operations. DML operations means what? If I wanted to delete, okay, if I wanted to insert, if I wanted to update, okay, DML operations, I can perform the DML operations against this table. Delete, insert, update. You can perform these select operations also based upon your requirement. You can perform your select operations also based upon your requirement. So this basically RDBMS supports the structured data, basically. Now what is semi-structured data here? Okay, so database engine. Now this RDBMS is a database engine, DB engine, it is there. DB engine it is there. Okay, and we are supposed to structure data. Okay, what is semi-structured data? Semi-structured data means what? It is not fit into this format. Okay, it is not fit into this format. That is semi-structured. Means semi-structured. Okay, semi-structured means what? Let's say you know the key value, key and value, right? You know the dictionary, right? It has a key and it has a value. Okay, it has a key, it has a value, something like this. Okay, you know the dictionary, right? Okay, so you know the JSON file, right? JSON file. JSON file stores the data in the form of keys and values. Okay, we'll discuss all that down the line. Okay, so first of all, we will discussing today big data. Basically, what is big data? I'm just trying to make you understand what are the data types are there. Okay, what are the types of the data? Okay, structured data, semi-structured data. Semi-structured data means your JSON file. You open the JSON file. Okay, it stores the value in the key and value format. Key and value format, keys and values. Okay, you know dictionary, right? Okay, unstructured data means what? Unstructured data means what? Unstructured data means what? It does not fit into the structure. We have a structure. Let's say emp is one column, emp id is one column. It has a structure to numeric. Okay, now we have another column ename. It is data type is a character types. Data type is a character types. And we have department id. Department id, it has again numeric character type. Okay, so we are specifying these data types here. Okay, when we are creating a table, okay, we are specifying the data types here. Okay, so we can insert the data into this table. Okay, based upon the data types, limitations are there. Okay, whatever we have defined, based upon that we can insert into this. So this is structured data. Unstructured data means what? It does not support the structure. It does not have any structure basically. It does not have any structure basically. It does not have any structure. That's your unstructured data. Unstructured data. It doesn't have any structure. Let's say I have opened the notepad here. Let's say I have opened the notepad here. Okay, sorry, I have opened the notepad. This is not a notepad. Okay, because I made this something wrong into this. Okay, let's say I have opened the notepad. I'm writing here something. I'm keep on writing. I'm keep on writing. Okay, just keep on writing. So it does not have any structure. This is a text basically I'm writing here. If I open the WordPad, this is again text, right? Okay, so it is not fitting into the specified format, and whatever the database engines are there or data processing engines are there, it is not fitting into that format. So this is something unstructured data. Let's say I am taking the images. I have camera here. Okay, I have camera here. Okay, I'm taking images. Okay, I'm taking photos. I'm taking photos. Okay, I'm taking videos. Okay, and sometimes I'm recording also. Okay, one second. Okay, sometimes I'm taking photos. Okay, I'm recording the videos. Okay, I'm recording my sound also. Okay, okay, so this whatever the data I'm talking about here, this is text. If I have WhatsApp, I'm doing a texting. Okay, I'm putting a text messages. If I have a blog, okay, I'm blogging it. I'm writing a text messages there. So all this data which you are saying here, this is all the unstructured data. Unstructured data. It does not have our traditional method. It does not support the traditional method, traditional database methods. Okay, traditional data processing methods. What is traditional data processing methods? We have RDBMS. RDBMS is not able to process this kind of data. So this data, whatever you are saying, this is the data which is not fit into the structure, that is unstructured data, and that is called the big data. Bigger size. Big data means bigger size data. That is traditional data, and big data means bigger size data. Okay. So there is no bigger size and smaller size data. The data which is not fit into the specified format or any format, that's called the big data. Now I told you data gets stored into RDBMS in the form of rows and columns. In the form of rows and columns. This is a table, Excel sheet. If you wanted to understand better, open your Excel sheet and just create one table. So data gets stored into rows and columns basically in a structured way, right? Right? Okay, and we are talking about the big data here now. Okay, so here what I'm telling here, okay, so data gets stored into rows and columns in the traditional way data. Traditional data. But big data, whenever if you want to store this big data into some into its storage, it gets stored into columnar format. It gets stored into columnar format. It gets stored into columnar format. Okay, big data gets stored into columnar format. We will discuss its architecture down the line. Okay, just try to understand. We are just trying to understand here evolution of big data here. Okay, how this big data got evolved? How this big data got evolved? I'm just trying to explain you that what are the data types of data here: structured data, unstructured data, and semi-structured data. Now, unstructured data, that is a big data I'm telling you here. Okay, now how this big data got evolved? Okay, let me try to explain you in a very simple way how this big data got evolved. Okay, let's say what are the human needs? What are the human needs? Hmm? Food, right? Food, shelter, and clothing. What are the human needs? Food, shelter, and food, clothing, right? Okay. Let us cast our mind back in 1960s. No problem. Okay. So from there also we need food to okay, to survive, right? Food. So then food industries evolve. Food industries. Okay. Shelter, infra industry is our infra industry, INDS, and clothing, textile industries got evolved. Okay, so based upon human needs, okay, to support this human needs also, this industry got evolved. Okay, now what happened? What happened? Let's say we are staying in India. You stay in any part of locations, but I'm taking example of India. Okay, let's say you are staying in India. We have three seasons basically. Okay, summer, summer, winter, and rainy season. Okay, summer super hot in India, most of the places. I'm from Nagpur, super hot. Okay, so winter we have super cold. Again, Nagpur is super cold, right? And rainy season, super duper rain here in India, most of the places, right? Okay, so we are from India. Okay, we are in India. There are three seasons: summer, winter, and rainy seasons. Summer super hot, winter super cool, super cold, and rainy season super rain. Okay, so what do you know? Do you know whenever there is a season change, whenever there is a season change from winter to summer or summer to rainy, okay, there is a season change. Okay, so what happens? You know what happens? No, we human beings, mostly human beings fall sick basically, falls sick basically. Okay, they become sick basically. Okay, they will be facing some issue with the cough and cold, most of the, if you see, cough and cold. So mostly human being faces some issues. Okay, whenever there is season change, mostly people do suffer with the cough and cold basically. If you in rainy season, mostly people feel us sick. Okay, because of the climate change. Okay, weather change something. Okay, so what happens? What do you do then? What do you, what what do we do then? Okay, when there is a when you are not doing good, means your health is not good. What do you do? Okay, you will go to hospital. Go to hospital. Okay, now go to hospital. Then another thing is what? Okay, there is a doctor in the hospital. You will go to the hospital for consult a doctor. There is a doctor also is there, right? Doctor do some checkups. Okay, doctor do some checkups. After done with the checkups, what he will do? He will prescribe you medicine. He will prescribe you medicine. Now look at here. You go to the hospital. Okay, there are two entities are there. For going, you are the person. You are going with the maybe you with the auto, right? You may use any auto. Okay, you may use your own vehicle or car or bus, whatever. And there is another hospital. Two things are there. One second, let me take it here. Okay, so you went to the hospital with the auto. Okay, and hospital. Okay, there is a doctors are in the hospital, and then you went to the medicine. Okay, you made medical store, right? You went to the medical store for the medicines, right? Okay, now look at here. For auto, auto industry is evolved. Hospital, this is hospital, right? This is for ourself, for our care, right? So healthcare industry evolved. Healthcare industry got evolved. Medicine, pharma industry is evolved. So these are the again industries, right? These are something close to our basic needs, right? Okay. With the basic need, this is also very important, right? Okay. Now, when you wanted entertainment, right? When you wanted entertainment, when you wanted entertainment, you have TV, okay? You have one other mechanisms, right? We have television. We have again this is theaters, right? Theaters, okay? And again we have our smartphones, okay? So this is also one industry, that is the entertainment industry. So this is how the industries got evolved based upon our requirement, right? Okay, now we are discussing about the big data evolutions. What you are talking about here, all auto industries, healthcare industry, medical industries, entertainment industries, your pharma industries, okay, all these things you are talking, okay? Is it something related to big data? Tell me now. Okay. So what I'm telling you here, this is what these industries were there before 2000. Okay. So these industries were there before 2000, and now also these industries are there. But what got changed? What got changed? Okay. So after 2000, we started using smartphones. Okay. After 2000, when you started using a smartphone, you need the internet to run the smartphone. Basically, this is the engine. Basically, this is the engine oil something, okay? This is the engine oil. This is the oil for the smartphones. Without internet, your smartphone is nothing, okay? So what you are doing with your smartphones currently? Let us talk about today. What I will do, I will open, as soon as I woke up, I will open my WhatsApp. This is how you do. Okay, as soon as you wake up, you will check your messages, Gmails, and everything. Messages, right? You will look for any videos in YouTube, right? Okay, you will be looking for your some images, right? Okay, all these things. Okay, all these things you are doing day on day basis. Not only you, whole world is doing it. Whole world. Look at how much data they are creating, how much data they are processing, right? Okay, so see, this is how, and this is what is all this. This is all big data. This is all big data. Now I'm talking about people who are not working. They have only smartphone and they are using the internet, and they are creating this much of data. Don't you know, we have this many industries are already there, okay? And in all this industry, people are working. They may get some assignment from their managers, or from their team leads, or any other person who is reporting to him, right? Okay, so they are also getting some work. So they have to do some R&D, research and development, for their work. They are also doing the blogging. They are also reading some documents, okay? They are also writing some documents. They are taking some creating some kind of documents for the companies, okay? So they also started creating the data, okay? So this is how the data gets created. A huge amount of data gets created from all the people, all the human beings, most of the human beings, right? Not all the, most of the, like 80 to 90%, I can say 80 to 90% people are creating a big database. And employees also, similarly, all the employees, mostly 80 to 90%, I'm saying here 80 to 90% employees also, they are generating the big data. Now after 2000, this big data is available, right? After 2000, this big data is available, okay? After 2000, this big data is available, but okay, available big data, but what we do with this data, nobody knows. Till 2006 what we can do with the data. Data is everything, boss. Data is everything, okay? But what happened after 2006? Like whatever we have RDBMS, right? We have RDBMS to process our data. That is the traditional data. This processing your data into tables in Trojan column, right? Okay. So So after 2006, okay, to process this, what we should do with this big data, okay. So then after 2006, the Hadoop comes in picture. Hadoop is one engine which comes in the picture to process the big data, to process the big data. Okay. Now, but what happens, but this Hadoop was using some map and reduce kind of reduce. Okay, let me write correctly. Map and reduce. It was built on the map and reduce basically. Map and reduce again. What this is the key and value pairs. Key and value pairs. So again, this was not giving good performance, and people did not like it. Means industry. Okay, industry did not like it. Okay, so because of its because of its slowness, Okay, so basically I'll tell you here. We will understand that how this in-memory processing and distributed we'll talk later. But let us just understand the overview of it. Okay, so when this was not doing good, okay, for the industry, then Apache Spark. Everything is in name. Spark means what? Apache Spark. Apache Sparks comes in 2009. Apache Sparks comes in 2009. What happened? This is just a new baby. Okay, Apache Spark. Okay, it is also is used. It comes in just to handle the issues whatever in the Hadoop. Okay, Hadoop is not capable of processing for streaming, batch processing. It has its drawbacks basically. So Apache Spark comes in to handle whatever the issues Hadoop is having. Apache Spark comes in. It came in 2009. Then the founder of Apache Spark made it open source in 2010. Okay, and next 3 years they worked, and in next 3 years in 2013 they made it available for the commercial use. Sorry, they made it available for the commercial use. Okay, now since 2013 till today 2015, okay, so 12 years, last 12 years Apache Spark is rocking in the market to process this big data. It has a very it is a very uh, fast engine basically. Okay, big data processing. It's an unified analytical processing engine for big data. It has like 100 times faster than Hadoop. Okay, and we are processing the big data. It has ability to process your images, streaming data, machine learning data. Okay, all this big data processing it is able to do it at your scale. Okay, so I hope you got the understanding about this big data. Okay, and how the evaluations of the Hadoop and how the evaluations of this Apache Spark. Okay, and the sources of this big data, right? You are only the source of big data. What you are doing? WhatsApp. Okay, so your social media is a source. Okay, social media will source all the industries whatever we have discussed, right? What are those industries? Talk about your human needs: food industry, shelter, infra industry, clothing, textile industries, medical. Come to the medical. You are feeling a sick, right? Go to the doctor and your this industries, right? So there is a hospital means what your healthcare industry comes in, auto industry comes in, pharma industry comes in, right? Financial industry comes in. All the source. You are learning. This is whatever I'm teaching. This is also one big data. I'm creating audios, videos, right? Okay, so this is also big data. Everything is big data. When everything is a big data, then what we have to do? If everybody are and big data is available on cloud, what we have to do? We have to learn the big data. Simple. If market is demanding, if market is going with this big data, then what we have to do? We have to learn the big data, right? And switch our career to the big data technology. Now current and future demands for data engineers, rising jobs openings. Here industry with high demand. Okay, so data engineering is one of the fastest growing tech field. According to LinkedIn, data engineer roles have grown by 50% year over year. Industries with high demand. Look at here, technology, all the technologies and AI, finance, banking, healthcare, e-commerce, and many more industries. All the industries are looking for big data engineers. Okay, so what are you waiting for? To hurry and or do all this. What are the toolkits are required for this big data? You need to have a knowledge on Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse, Advanced SQL projects, and we have to prepare for the interviews. That's all you need. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy learning. Thank you.